Hi, this is Zak Mir with the weekend edition of the Bulletin Board Heroes here at Vox Markets. It's Sunday, the 20th of February, starting with Blenco, where we've got a decent break from that falling wedge, which has been in place for the best part of a year, so quite significant. Breaking and holding above 5 pence, above that looking for 7.5 pence at that April resistance line projection. Ideally, we get a quick end-of-day close through 5.8 pence, which was Thursday's peak, and we're backed by a bullish divergence line, which has been in place in the RSI window since the end of December rather, so that should give us progressive momentum. On to another stock which looks like it's starting to turn around, Botswana Diamonds. Here you can see how the shares have managed to break that line of resistance from October. We've got the stock also holding above the 200-day moving average over the last few sessions, both the 50 and 200-day lines rising. That should ensure that we get to the top of that rising trend channel from this time last year at 1.4 pence, and ideally up to 1.6, 1.7 pence if you project that channel higher versus the October peak. So plenty to look forward here over the next 2 to 3 months. Only back below a penny, really, delaying the upside scenario. Quite unlikely now that we'll see that anytime soon. Moving along to stock which doesn't get too much airtime here on the Bulletin Board Heroes, but here we are. We've got Gulf Marine, which looks like it's breaking and gapping through that line of resistance from May. If we can hold above the 6.6, 6.7 area, then we could be heading to the top of the channel from April, as high as 10 pence over the next couple of months. The way that we've got the rising 50-day line is a bullish point, and I suppose if you're cautious, you wait for an end-of-day close or weekly close above 7 pence before you target 10 pence, which the old 7 pence level was the intraday peak of January. Moving along to a stock which hasn't appeared here for quite some time, but back after the latest very strong news from the company, Lamprell, breaking that old 1 year resistance line there in the 50-day moving average at 35 pence. Above that, we're looking for a top of July trend channel target as high as 50 pence, and perhaps much more, given the way that the shares are well off their best levels. The other point to note there is that we've had a bear trap gap reversal, so new lows to start February, and then the weekly close above the gap top at 34 pence. So plenty of bullish charting activity from Lamprell at the moment, over and above what we saw from the RNS at the end of the week. Onto a stock which I've interviewed a couple of times before. Looks like the shares are just taking off now quite nicely, possibly heading into a golden cross buy signal. Top of the August trend channel, they're heading towards 65 pence or so over the course of the next month or two, maybe by the end of next month even. And while we're above the floor of the channel there at 39 pence, looking for 65 pence as a near-term target for Orcadian. Stock which was looking very good rather at the end of last year was Pipehawk, as I did suggest, in the teens, I suppose, but now we've broken through the main resistance, which was around 25 pence. Above 25 pence, looking for the July resistance line projection at 40 pence to be hit. And at this stage, only really back below the 50-day line now at 20 pence, or just above that, really delaying the upside scenario, but looking very strong indeed for Pipehawk. Stock which I know a lot of people are willing higher at the moment is Tomco, and looks like we've done enough over the last week or two with this bull flag resting on the 50 and 200-day moving averages to deliver a fresh leg to the upside. Obviously, the charting message is that we should go to 0.8, 0.85, which is post-June resistance. Maybe that could be seen by the end of next month after the shares have further consolidated the recent bear trap gap reversal, which went down towards the 0.44 level at the end of last month. Just a couple of stocks to go now. Another stock which has benefited from a positive RNS is United Oil and Gas, which typically in these situations tends to serve up some kind of fundraise, but hopefully in this case that might be delayed. We've got a situation where we've broken an October resistance line there around the 0.11 level, and above that looking for a return to post-July resistance, perhaps as high as 0.17 over the next month or so. The shares have been backed by a bullish divergence line since December, so that sort of suggests that the shares have been anticipating the latest good news from the company for quite some time. Finishing off with Vast, another difficult situation for people trying to anticipate what the next move may be, but we've broken a line of resistance there from late October. That was around a 1.4 pence level, and above that on an end of day close, looking for a late November resistance line projection as high as 2.5 pence, plus maybe as soon as the end of next month. So something to look forward to there. Like UCOG, we've also got an uptrend line in the RSI window, which has been anticipating the latest bear trap reversal below the 1.6 pence level or so. That's it for me today. More updates during the week.